Hey everyone, it's Ash from Cascade 5 Works, and today is day 7 of Vlogmas, and we're going to kind of switch it up a little bit. We're actually going to go over to my mom's house. My mom and her partner actually work in tie-dye, and they do a lot of tie-dye work between wall coverings, big mandala pieces, and of course t-shirts. They even do baby stuff, and they've been working on a little bit of costume as well. And so we actually got this really unique opportunity to go over there and dip dye some of their wool yarn. They picked up some wool yarn. They thought of us whenever they did it, and they were like, hey, you should come over and learn how to dip dye this yarn and then work it up so we can see how it looks. And so today we're actually going to take them up on that opportunity to go do something a little fun and different. So we will take some video of us doing it during the process, probably do a little bit of voiceover in there and everything, but I think it's going to be definitely a fun time. So we'll go check it out and check in with you guys afterwards. So we started with 12 small skeins of wool yarn that my mom had picked up and one large pot of water. It had about 8 cups of hot water in there, and we had to bring it to a boil. This is Bear and his sidekick Hawkeye. We started with a 1/4 cup of dye to 1 cup of hot water. That's what we were instructed to do anyways. And we started with a 1 tablespoon of hot water, mix it up and mash it up real good. Sheila had washed and soaked these little yarn skeins for us before we dyed them. And then you can see this consistency that we have here of like a paste almost after that 1 cup in there. And then we just poured it straight into the 8 cups of water. And then Sheila gradually dunked them. We're trying to go for like an ombre effect. And then she went back and forth, side to side here. And you can see we put all of our skeins over here in this little trash can just so that the dye had somewhere to go. And then we started mixing up the second color. This is going to be a nice blue. Again, we went with a 1/4 cup of dye and 1 cup of hot water, mixed it up real good. And it's a beautiful blue. And then we tossed it into the hot water and stirred it in there with our stir stick. Look at those beautiful little skeins. And then here we go again with the dunking. Dip, dip, dip. And then it kind of came together and there was this really pretty green in the middle. We're having a blast. And look how cute that is. We got like a yellow, green, and then blue, and it is so vibrant. The blue took forever to try and get out of the yarn. Rinse, rinse, rinse. And then we dyed up a different type of green. And you can see how vibrant that is as well. And then here's our end product after we rinsed it all out. So pretty, so vibrant. I can't wait to do it again. Hey, so we're back. It's the next day. We got back super late last night from dyeing all of that yarn and everything, but it was a really cool experience. You know, I've never done it before. My mom and her partner had experimented with it a little bit before, but this was kind of a new thing for everybody. And, you know, the only pros and cons I really have to it is I wish we would have done a little bit more research or had the instructions printed out ahead of time so that we weren't as confused. I think that we used a little too much dye to water ratio. It was still very saturated. It was very dark. I felt like we wasted a lot of the dye. Thankfully, my mom and her partner were able to use that dye though to dye other things. So I don't think it really went to waste, but I definitely think we used too much. But I think overall, it was really interesting, very positive experience. We've never gotten to dye our own yarn before, not like that anyways. And so, you know, I think I would definitely be down to do it again with different colors and definitely less dye. But has anyone else done hand dyed yarn before, or have you ever dip dyed like we did? What are your suggestions, or maybe even a little bit of advice next time? Thanks for watching our episode for day 7 of Vlogmas. Definitely stay tuned for day 8 because it's going to be even more fun.